Hello everyone, I am Pratima. Welcome you all to this mathematics channel. Uh, Today we will discuss inverse trigonometric functions. Trigonometric functions, how it can be invertible, because we know that they are neither 1 nor onto. But we have to learn it because it has wide application in real life situation and also in higher mathematics. The inverse trigonometry functions play an important role in calculus, for they serve to define many integrals. The concept of inverse trigonometry function is also used in science and engineering and also in many video games. For any functions f and g, if domain of function g is equal to range of function f and the range of function g is equal to domain of f, then the function g is called inverse of f and denoted by f inverse. We have already read it. So here f is inverse of g and g is also inverse of f. Now simply we can say the inverse function f is denoted by f inverse and it exists if f is 1 and onto. You have already read before. Now trigonometric functions are not 1 and onto over their natural domains and ranges. Take as example, we'll discuss sine function. Sine function are not 1 and onto over the natural domain and ranges. How? You know that sine 0 is 0, again sine pi is also 0. That means for two values in the domain 0 and pi, we are getting same image 0 in the range. So it is not 1 but it is many 1. So fx equal to sin x is not 1. From this example we are clear that it is not 1 function. Now coming to the range part. Function is defined from R to R. If we'll see, it is defined from real number to real number. Let us see what is its range. It is defined from real number to only -1 to 1. You know that the minimum value of sine function is -1, whereas the maximum wave function value is 1. So it ranges between -1 to 1. It cannot be more than 2. It cannot be more than others. So that means the range is not whole real numbers. So range is subset of the codomain because range is not equal to real number. Only a particular interval is the range. So what do we conclude? We conclude fx is equal to not onto. So sine function is neither 1 nor onto. Then how it can be invertible? But we have to find some interval where sine function can be 1 and onto. Why? Because it has some application in real world. Let us take some example. This is a situation. This is a palm tree. It has a shadow. The height of the palm tree is 1 meter and shadow is 3 meter. I want the angle of inclination of the sun with the horizontal. I have to find theta. So you will say it is very easy. We can take tan function. So we can get tan theta is equal to 1/3. So you know from the trigonometry. But what about theta? Theta is equal to tan inverse 1/3. So unless you know the inverse, for which value of theta tan theta is equal to 1/3, you need the inverse function. So let us come back to the sin x function. We will search for, we will look into where it can be 1, 1 on 2. So I'll go for minimum value to maximum value. It has the minimum value -1 and maximum value is +1. Now I'll search for some intervals where it will be getting -1 to 1 and as well as it will be 1, 1 function. So I started from -5 pi by 2. There are so many values in the left side, right side, but I will take only this which is visible on the screen. So at -5 by 2 it is -1 and at -3 pi by 2 it is getting +1. So in between it will be a onto function. Now for 1, 1 it is also 1, 1. How will you know that? Now you draw any line parallel to x-axis. If it cuts the graph in 2 or more, then it is not 1, 1 function. But if you will see it from -5 pi by 2 to -3 pi by 2, if you draw a line parallel to x-axis, you will cut only at one place. Suppose for example you can see the x-axis, it is cutting at only one point, that is -2 pi. So that means it is 1, 1 function. So this interval is function is invertible. What is the interval? It is -5 pi by 2 to -3 pi by 2. So one interval we got where it can be invertible. Now let us see, is any other interval are there? Next, -3 pi by 2 to, what will be the next? It will be -pi. See, from 1 to -1. So within this interval, it is again 1, 1 on 2. So what is the interval? -3 pi by 2 to -pi by 2. Is there any other interval? Yes. Again -pi by 2 to pi by 2. There also we can, it is taking the value from -1 to 1. Next is pi by 2 to 3 pi by 2. 3 pi by 2 to 5 pi by 2. So on, you will get so many intervals from the real number, infinite intervals. So now, when we can define inversely converted function? If we restrict its domain to these intervals, broken intervals or part of the real numbers, we get it is fx equal to sin x 1, 1 and on 2. So these are the intervals. Here we define sine inverse function and it denoted by sine raised to the power -1 and read as sine inverse, or it read as arc sine function. So our conclusion is sine inverse is a function whose domain is -1 to 1. In sine function, the range was -1 to 1, and in inverse function, domain will be -1 to 1, and the range could be any of the interval -3 pi by 2 to -pi by 2, -pi by 2 to pi by 2, so on. There are some other intervals also. I have included only these intervals. But the branch with range -pi by 2 to pi by 2 is called principal value branch of sine inverse function, and other intervals are different branches. So we'll concentrate only on this interval. Now the question is, why this is called principal value branch? Because for the symmetry, for the uniformity in the whole universe, mathematicians have defined this as principal branch, not only for sine function, for other functions also. Here it is getting minus 1 to 1 and it is around 0. So it is called principal value branch. We write sine inverse function is defined from the domain minus 1 to 1 and range is minus pi by 2 to pi by 2 and both are closed intervals. What does it mean? It means that sine inverse x is equal to simply x. If x is greater than equal to minus 1 and less than equal to 1. Example, sine inverse half is equal to simply half. But sine inverse 3 is not equal to 3. Why? Because 3 does not lie in this interval minus 1 to 1. It is greater than that. Here sine inverse function cannot be defined. Next application, sine inverse sine x is x if x is greater than equal to minus pi by 2 and less than equal to pi by 2. Let us take example. Sine inverse sine pi by 4 is equal to pi by 4 because pi by 4 lies between minus pi by 2 to pi by 2. Sine inverse sine 3 pi by 4 is not equal to 3 pi by 4 because 3 pi by 4 does not lie in this interval. 3 pi by 4 is greater than pi by 2. So you cannot write it is equal to 3 pi by 4. Next application is if y is equal to sine inverse x, then we can write sine y is equal to x. But this is the condition given above. Sine inverse function minus 1 to 1 and minus pi by 2 to pi by 2. That means x should be in between minus 1 to 1 and y should be minus pi by 2 to pi by 2. Both are included. Let us take domain and range of other inverse trigonometric function. We have already discussed for sine. Sine inverse x, domain is minus 1 to 1, close interval, range is minus pi by 2 to pi by 2. Example, sine pi by 6 is equal to 1 by 2. Sine 5 pi by 6 is also 1 by 2. But when we'll write sine inverse half, we'll write that it will be pi by 6. We don't write it is 5 pi by 6. Why? Because 5 pi by 6 does not lie in the interval minus pi by 2 to pi by 2. That's why. Next is cos inverse x. Here domain is same as sine inverse x minus 1 to 1 but range is different. Please note it will be 0 to pi close interval. Let us take an example. Cos pi by 3 is equal to 1 by 2. Cos minus pi by 3 is also 1 by 2. But when we will write cos inverse half, we will be writing pi by 3. We will not write cos inverse half is minus pi by 6. Why? Because minus pi by 3 does not lie between 0 to pi. So the value should be in the range. So for solving problems, you must remember the domain and range of all inverse trigonometric functions. Coming to tan inverse x, domain is whole real numbers and range is minus pi by 2 to pi by 2, but it is open interval. The ends are not included. Cot inverse x, this is also real number, but here it will be 0 to pi and not included. You can see the similarity. Sine inverse, tan inverse are similar and cos inverse and cot inverse are similar in case of range. Only in sine it is included, in tan is not included, cos inverse it is included, but tan cot inverse it is not included. And sec inverse x, it is real number except minus 1 to 1, that time it is not defined, and for range it is 0 to pi. See the intervals, 0 it is open and pi it is closed, excluding pi by 2. And cosec inverse x, it is real numbers except minus 1 to 1, open interval, and range is equal to minus pi by 2 to pi by 2 excluding 0. So what will the graph of this inverse trigonometric function? I am taking the graph of sine x. If I'll change now domain to range or range to domain, I'll get the inverse trigonometric function of sine x. That means whatever are plotted on x-axis, it will be plotted on y-axis, and whatever plotted on y-axis will be plotted on x-axis. So this is sine inverse x. Now you will get very interesting relation if they will be plotted on the same coordinate plane. You will see that you will draw a line y is equal to x, and sine x and sine inverse x will give you a mirror image of each other. Similarly, cos x and cos inverse x, just changing domain to range and range to domain, you can plot the graph. We can draw a graph of all inverse trigonometric functions in the similar way, but take help of many offline and online software to avoid time. Go ahead to learn more about inverse trigonometric functions. In next video, we'll continue some more concepts. If you like the contents, please subscribe the channel, and thank you for watching.